Alright, so I'm doing this video actually for a friend, but I just wanted to go through the loadout that I used to kill Valkyries. So what I did was I actually went to Niflheim and I farmed some Mist Echoes, right? And there's another video I have on an super easy Mist Echo run, and it'll get you 2,300 to 3,000 Mist Echoes really fast. So that's what I recommend doing to get the Mist Echoes, right? But so the preferred weapon against the Valkyries is the axe because you can interrupt them a lot. When you throw the axe, certain attacks you can interrupt, and like when they do like a lot of their charge attacks that are full screen, you throw the axe and it interrupts them. Sometimes it interrupts them during weird stuff. I've interrupted them before when they do their Valhalla, go into the sky, come down on you before. It's really weird. Not definitely doesn't happen all the time, but it's happened. So my axe was maxed out, but I beat some Valkyries without the maxed out axe, so that's not necessary. I used the Leviathan's Wake axe throw when they get up close on me, and then I also used the Frost Giant's Frenzy, which is the three slams in a row. That's good when you stun them and you want to do damage. And then I used the Deadly Grip of Vitality, which actually you can change this out, right? Technically for that fight because you're not gonna unless it's the one Valkyrie that summons, it's really good against her because you're gonna kill the minions. But in this case, in most Valkyries, they don't summon, so it's only good in that one instance. However, it had the strength and vitality, so I kept it. Shield, all right. Shield is shield. I used the Blades of Chaos, and I was not having a lot of success because, of course, I couldn't do full screen axe throws. So let's just not even talk about that. The bow, I've had the bow not maxed out, and then now the last fight I had it maxed out, and I'm about to go fight the queen, so we'll see what happens. And I used the Murder of Crows because if there's multiple enemies on the screen, it'll electrify them all, and also it does the most damage. It did the most damage. You don't need stun because you're not stunning the Valkyrie, and you got the most repetitive damage over and over. Let's go into armor. So in the armor, for me, I chose to go with Ivaldi's Cuirass of Endless Mist, which I think there's two sets, and this is the Endless Mist set. So I went with this set. It's upgraded, and I have particular enchantments loaded in there. Okay, so I have one that gives me a high chance of a blessing, a runic blessing on successful parries. You're going to be trying to parry the Valkyries a lot, especially on certain attacks. The ones that try to rush you, particularly the one in Niflheim, and there's a couple other. I use the rate, increasing the frost rate on your axe, which I also put on another one, and then I also get the high chance to grant a health burst on a successful runic attack kill. Like I said, this build kills Valkyries, and really it's because of the stats, but this is also helpful in beating a lot of the tougher waves of enemies that you get in the game. So next, I have, of course, of all these gauntlets, and with these gauntlets, I use Tear Shard, all right, which has a bunch of stat boosts, which is good. I use another Permafrost one, or no, it increases damage on all throws. Excuse me, because I'm going to be throwing the axe to interrupt them. And then I use a Permafrost one. You see, it's not an epic, but it's a legendary, and that stacks, so I can use that up to 3 times. And on this piece, of course, I'm using Ivaldi's War Belt. I've got Mark of the Ranger, increase my axe throws again. All right, so I'm stacking that 2 times. Nearby enemies within 15 meters are weakened. I cannot confirm whether or not this is actually working on the Valkyrie. However, I use it basically because of the stat buffs. And then, of course, the health burst on the parry. All right, so I'm stacking that twice as well. And then finally, so this is an amulet you get early on in the game that when you dodge at the last second, slows time down and you can move at normal speed. I think this is great. All right, when they do the wing attacks, when they do the spinning wing attack, when you do certain attacks, you dodge at the last second. It's really great to get some damage in, back off, and then when you upgrade it, you're actually getting a substantial amount of time to do damage. So I definitely recommend using this enchantment for that fight. And then for Artreus, I'm using Healthstone Assist and then increasing the Healthstone potency because hey, who doesn't like random health during the fight? So that's the build. I call it the Valkyrie killing build. It's worked very well for me. Maybe you all have some other builds that work better for you. Please feel free to share them with me. But this is your host, the Great Doctor, signing out. Go kill some Valkyries.